Hi.
Welcome to the What About This Idea show. We're so
cracking
excited.
Heather up, 'cause-
Today is a special day.
Is it?
Yeah.
How so?
Because my friend Heather is here with us, and
What did I tell you about inviting friends?
I know, but
I'm
Heather's-
just kidding. We're good
Heather's-
now. You can invite all the
You
friends
know
you
what?
want.
Heather is an ever-changing human being, and so she has new things to
Dynamic.
offer, and I know she has new things to offer and talk about, and I'm really excited about hearing about that because she and I haven't talked, but we've been trying to schedule her since January.
Yeah,
so,
I sort of felt like it was me. Like she doesn't. She
Well,
was
it might be you.
Didn't really want to meet me.
But
kind of
now
thing.
she's
It was
here
definitely Sam.
Yeah.
in spite of you.
In spite of me. So she's just like, oh God, I thought he'd drop off by now. Like I thought Juliet would just kick him out.
Yeah.
Do you know what?
I
Someone who maybe is like tuning in for the first time. This is their first show.
Yeah. Do you think there's somebody that's done
we didn't even introduce the show like, hey everybody.
Hey, everybody.
But you know what? They pushed the button. They know what show it is. So anyway, oh, there's a little humor there.
Super fun. Well, I think that you probably really forced this start pretty quick because Heather and I were talking about.
Because you guys already did the show before the show started.
We did
It was
because
like
we were
over.
talking about hair and makeup, and I was just about to tell a story. When
Okay, I'll let you tell your story.
When I first met Heather, and this
Yeah.
is even before we introduced her, but when I first met Heather, I had short hair. And you've never known me with short hair.
Before you start, just so I know, because I already had one story from you today, is there anything about this other story that's in any way similar to the
No.
other story?
No, that
Okay,
is-
thank goodness.
It has.
All right.
That other story was horrific.
Yeah.
And
I just wanted to know before
only
we started.
members only get to hear that story.
Awful. She'll
We
tell
don't
you
have-
after.
We don't have a membership.
That's
yet.
not a-
Members only get to hear that story, and I will tell it to you, but you will regret
It's
it.
not like you're gonna fucking like it.
No,
It's a
you're
bad
not.
idea.
It's a
You're
bad
gonna
story.
scare away membership. Anyway, you're
But
back
here's
to your
the
story.
fun story. So it's not even fun. So for a number of years, I had long hair, like down to the middle of my back, and I somehow got in the habit of making it really blonde, right? And it just kept getting more blonde and more blonde and more blonde. And so I was.
Was it like your signature look? Like, did you feel like at your best when it was at its blondest?
I kind of
and longest?
did. Yeah, I kind of did until a hairdresser told me that I'm getting older now and that
That
the
fucking-
more bronzy blonde you go, the more gray it looks.
Oh.
Okay.
And I'm originally a blonde, so I don't go gray right away. You
Same,
too,
same.
probably? Yeah.
Like this
So-
sort of blonde?
I was like super white blonde when I was young.
Okay.
And then it just gets darker, right?
Yeah.
But it doesn't get gray as fast as someone with dark hair.
When did you start going gray?
I don't have gray at all.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Are we sure?
Yet. So we are sure, yeah.
Okay, I'm
because
just
I
kidding.
haven't
It's
had
all
my hair
good.
for here, everybody.
God, I don't
haven't
like
had my
myself
hair
in
done for a
trouble.
long time. Anyway, so here's the story. I'm turning 50 years old. Big
Cheers to
number.
that, by the
Yep.
way.
I was turning 50 years old, and my daughter was in Spain doing a work abroad, like a internship over there. And for my birthday, the entire family went over to Spain over Thanksgiving, which is when my birthday is, in case anybody wants to send me a present.
Right. She means it, by the way.
Yeah.
She'll take presents.
Should
Definitely
we
send some.
give them the address?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So went to get my hair done for this extravaganza. We're all going over to Spain to see her. We're going to travel together. We're going to do the whole thing. We've got a plan. We're going to celebrate my 50th just as a family. And so I go in to get my hair done, right? Obviously, before the trip. I go in to get my hair done. And I go in there and I say to her, you know, my hair is feeling a little brittle. I'm a little afraid to do any coloring. And she said, oh yeah, it does look a little bit. Why don't we just color it darker? And then that won't be so damaging to your hair.
Okay, because
And I'm like,
the bleaching damage.
I don't really understand chemicals on hair, but that seems like almost as bad. But I went with it, right?
No.
And so
Was this your like standard go-to gal or person?
it was the gal that I have been going to for a long time.
Okay.
But to show off my stupidity,
Oh.
the last few times I had gone in to do the blonde, they had burned the hell out of my head. So I had scabs on my head. So why I went back, I don't know, right? I don't know, but I did.
Loyalty.
So then right before I'm about to go, she ends up coloring it darker. So I've gone from blonde to dark, which I don't like in the first place. And it's fake dark. It's not my dark, right? So I'm like, okay, whatever, we'll just do that. And immediately I was running my fingers through my hair and my hair a little
Started falling out.
And then we take the trip, we get over to Spain, and I take a shower when I get there, and handfuls of hair
yeah.
are coming out,
Sweet.
right? And so it looks like, and maybe I can send to our video editor this photo so you can flash it on. But
Oh,
it
you sure
looked
should.
like someone had put a bowl over my head
Yeah.
and then cut like the first layer off. And,
Yeah.
and then it was sticking up straight. Like sticking up straight.
Well, that's got to make you feel really good.
I mean,
and
yeah.
good
I mean, I
about
was turning
yourself.
50, and what do you want other than like some spiky? It looked like a punk rocker sort of do.
Were you a DJ at the time? Because you are a famous DJ as well. People don't know this about you,
I
but
know,
you are.
right?
Yes,
I know.
Juliet Fox.
I know. They probably thought I
Famous.
was the famous Juliet Fox.
Yeah,
I
spiky
mean,
hair.
I am the famous Juliet Fox.
That is
Sure.
true.
She's the DJ, Juliet Fox.
She's the DJ.
Right? So, yeah, they probably mistook me for that. Poor girl.
So you got your hair cut off.
So I got my hair, so I came home and I tried to fix it, and I just looked ridiculous. So I had to cut it all off.
I will say you can pull off short hair because when I met you,
I had
it
short
was
hair.
edgy and fantastic, and I just thought, oh my god, short, like
Take that.
amazing. You looked amazing with short hair, so you can rock it.
Thank you. That's really nice of you to say. I hated it.
Really?
I did.
Isn't
I
it
really
easier?
No, it's way harder.
Really?
Because you have to like
To maintain
put
it
all
and
kinds
do
of
stuff
goo
to
in
it.
it, and then you wake up and you look like a crazy person. And
I'm trying to convince my
longer
daughter
hair?
to do a pixie cut because it was so much easier
No,
when she
it's-
was little.
it's not easier. It's easier for you.
Yeah.
But then she could just put it up in a ponytail. Like
Into
I
a
can.
ponytail.
You can't do anything. So it's. You
No,
want
that's fine.
longer is
She
easier.
refuses it anyway, but it was so much easier for us. And there weren't, every now and again, like some little demon comes in the middle of the night and makes little knots in her hair, and you're like, well, that's never coming out. You know, like,
You just cut it?
I mean, you
Here's
can't
the
get
secret.
them out.
Here's the secret to that. She needs to put her hair up when she goes to bed.
And
She-
maybe a satin pillowcase would be helpful too.
A satin pillowcase and up in a satin wrap.
She's so
And
spoiled.
Literally, I'll
She's so
send her
spoiled
some.
already. She'll be like, satin?
I'm going to send her a
You
satin
meant silk,
pillow.
right, Dad? It's got to be silk.
Well,
That's
no,
what-
we will be sending her a satin pillowcase and a satin
We'll
tie.
we'll fix it.
Yeah,
Oh, you're going to fix it. She's
we're gonna
8.
fix it. Yeah, it's fine.
Good.
Okay.
She's-
All right. Well,
she
there you
deserves
go.
it.
There you go, Andolin.
There you-
They're going to fix it.
We're gonna fix it.
Uh-oh, I think my camera's slipping down. It's fine. No one wants to see me on this anymore.
What is
Look
it?
at you
What
two.
does it even
They're like,
do?
they're like,
Cut off your
Okay.
head.
But you've got
Yeah,
the
it's-
party shirt on. I think
do.
everyone wants to see the party shirt.
fine, I'll fix it a little bit. But anyway, well, that was a lovely story.
That was a lovely story.
No, I did not know that.
Yep,
I
that's why I
enjoyed
had
it.
short hair.
Okay.
But nice to know that if it ever happens
look
again,
great.
you said I look
it.
okay.
You can
So
rock
Next time your hair
Better than
falls
something.
out,
I'm all good.
go with it.
I'm good.
You're fine.
I wonder what
It
I would look
works.
like bald.
I did that once.
Did you?
Yeah, I shaved it all off and then took the razor to it and shaved it. you know?
Why?
Because you live but once, right? And so you want to see.
True.
Yeah. But do you? This was around the time. Do you remember a movie Powder?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's my wife was. I don't know if I ever saw Powder, but she's
Oh.
like, oh my god, dude.
That's a
you
badass
look-"
movie. Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it a good movie?
It's good. It's a kind of a.
Kind of a badass movie.
Yeah, it's-
Yeah.
What does he do? Does he beat people up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think powder has something to do with drugs.
I don't think we're talking about the same movie.
Oh shit! And this is a show. What about this idea?
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry.
No,
Let's not.
right,
Let's.
it's personal stories
Where
about
are we?
Sam and
What's happening?
and Juliet. We have a
Oh, and
guest.
also-
Not really.
Oh, and also,
I actually really am enjoying this. Please continue. Please continue.
we're just putting on a show for Heather.
I'm here for it.
Well, let's introduce Heather, my friend
Oh,
Heather.
on our show. What about this idea?
Well, what would you ask her if you didn't know anything about Heather?
I
which you
don't know anything about
So
her.
ask
He
her.
doesn't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First,
So
how to
the hell
pronounce
did
her
you?
last name?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Well, I would. Yeah, Boschke. I would assume.
That's what
Well
we,
done, sir.
That's what
Yeah.
we say.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
what I say. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that. It looks like Boschke
That's a
too.
good
when you
Polish
when you,
name.
Yeah,
It is.
Boschke.
Boschke. How would
So-
you say that with a Polish accent?
Boschke.
Boschke. Oh, that's
So it's
good.
a little Russian, too, but they're close. I'm sure they're close.
They're really.
They're
I
pretty-
mean,
They're
yeah,
not like
pretty-
friendly close, but
Yeah.
they're close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Influenced by.
Yeah. Let's see. What would I ask Heather? So, like we said, I think that was while we were on camera. Maybe it wasn't, but you're like a little bit like a unicorn or something. You know, like
That's it.
well, because everybody seems to know you. Everyone's like, oh, Heather, Heather, Heather. And then for 6 months, look, I've booked Heather. She's coming on the. No, She
Nope,
doesn't show
not
up. There's
coming.
no unicorn sighting today.
Nope,
The
not today.
unicorn flew off or something.
Yep.
Did they fly? Unicorns fly.
yeah.
Or is
Well,
that
They-
Pegasus?
Don't they
That's
drop
Pegasus.
off like a deer antler at some time during the year, and then it grows
horn?
back?
I don't know, but if
No,
you
I
pick
think
one up,
if you chop the horn off, it dies.
Oh,
Like
I didn't
unicorns
know
need
that.
their horns.
I have-
Yeah. This is like well established information.
my good friend Dave Witt.
Scientific fact.
But I'll get you a picture. But my good friend Dave Witt is an artist, and he has a series of the unicorn. I've got one in my house, but it's the unicorn, and then it's got all the cuts of meat, like a.
I don't like that.
It's pretty cute.
Suddenly seems awful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like you would see on a cow, you know,
Yeah.
and then on the horn it's magic, you know,
Like magic
Like
dust?
if you eat this, it's magic. It's very cute.
Okay. Somehow it doesn't seem cute,
might have-
but
you might
I
have
will
to
buy
see it.
into what you're saying.
It's cute.
Sort of.
It's cute. So yeah, you don't have a horn,
I don't have a you
nor-
can see.
nor do you have
Well hidden horn.
iridescent, glimmering mane or coat on you of any sort. So I guess if I had to just sit here and think like, okay, so you're a tough one for me because literally 6 months of avoiding me and canceling every appointment we ever
let's
set.
just set the record straight.
I'm not
right
trying to
now.
be combative or anything. I'm just saying.
First of all, I didn't not show up. There were cancellations. There were moving
After
things
cancellation.
around.
After cancellation.
And it wasn't just on my end.
No,
so I
it was all
feel
good.
Like this is a good, and I'm here, and it's good. And you know, timing is everything.
It is.
And there's a
It is
very
the
good
right
reason
time.
that this was the
Today's
right
the day.
Yeah.
Today's
I'm with you
day.
on
Not
that.
today.
I'm with you on that.
Maybe I wouldn't
Yeah.
have gotten the party shirt, and I need party shirts now.
I didn't think about us doing the show today.
He
so I
never
threw
thinks
this-
about it, and it shows up with some outrageous unironed shirt, which is lovely.
It's linen. You don't iron it, do you?
No.
No,
looks
It's supposed to be
maybe.
kind of wrinkly. I think I need to. I need to add more shirts to my wardrobe or different shirts.
Okay,
It's time to
send
get
Sam
some-
a new shirt.
Yeah, Juliet needs a birthday gift, and Sam needs shirts.
Yeah, send
I
Sam
do
a new
need
shirt.
shirts.
We'll get you.
So, I guess the first question I would ask, being that I don't know you, is: do you make, manufacture, or sell shirts? Like that would be one of the
Well, I would
It's
answer that with
quite specific.
She has.
I will,
Okay.
because part of what I do is draw these chubby birds, and I do put them on shirts. So
You
the
are an
answer-
artist as well.
I am an artist. Yes.
Do you know Dave Witt?
I
he
don't.
draws
The name
birds.
kind of sounds familiar. He draws birds.
He draws birds. Yes, he has a whole
and
series of.
unicorns that are sliced into.
I'm going to
little
show you
steaks.
this stuff. He's sort of famous around the cities for. I missed that. What was that?
Nothing.
Unicorns. You slicing how to cut the unicorn into the right.
He draws birds and
Steaks of
also
unicorn.
unicorns
Yes.
sliced into little steaks. Yes.
It's not graphic. It's just the unicorn with the. Here's
it's
the
very
cut of meat.
tasteful.
Well, it's just like they used to have in meat markets. You know, where you'd be like, oh, that's where the loin comes from. I get it.
Well, okay. Imagine yourself a vegan.
Yeah.
Is this?
I can't
the-
imagine that because that's dumb. I don't like veganism. I'm sorry. I like cheese and meat. I just ruined it. Our show is over. We're gonna get canceled. I'm canceled. It's fine.
You're
It's you can
fine. I like meat.
not be a vegan and be okay with. someone
I'm
else being-
fine with everyone else being vegans.
It's okay.
It's
we
good.
all have our thing.
No, it's good. It's
but
good
I
for the
also
earth
like
and it's
cheese
good for
because
them.
I'm from Wisconsin. So
Yeah.
I hear you on
Right,
the cheese.
and meat. That's all they eat over
All
there.
right, let's
Cheese sticks.
let's have Heather
Meat sticks.
tell us what she would tell us as an introduction. How about that? And that will just like
I kind of fumbled it, didn't
you
I?
totally fumbled. You like took the ball.
No, you
and-
draw shirt. You draw.
I draw
You draw birds, and you want to put them on shirts.
Yeah.
And then I could have a
Then you
bird
have a bird
shirt.
shirt. What's your favorite bird?
I'm sort of partial to cardinals.
Okay.
On
Yes.
account of their bright redness. I love them. Hummingbirds are cute as shit, too. I mean, look at those little guys. They're fancy little sparkly feathers and stuff.
Yeah, I can get you a cardinal shirt. My cardinal's name is Clarence, and he's like my biggest, roundest bird because do you guys know Springsteen
Yeah.
Like-
and the E Street Band?
Like Bruce.
we
Boss,
are
like
old.
the
We
boss.
are old enough for
The
that
boss.
to know that.
So the boss is my favorite.
Okay.
And Clarence the Cardinal is named after the late great Clarence Clemens. He was the big man, and my
love.
Clarence is a big bird. So that's my tribute to Mr. Clemens.
All right.
So, what is your robin's name?
Ringo.
What
I've
it-
got two. I've got Ringo and Ricky.
Ringo and Ricky.
Are they all named after band members?
No, they're not.
Okay. Which one's named Juliet?
I don't have a Juliet bird yet. I'll have to work on
You're
that.
not that special. She in her
I
mind.
keep trying to be
always.
special. I keep trying.
100%.
There's no evidence that I am.
You are too. Quit it.
The most special.
Yes, quit it.
Well, whatever. That's just one thing. You only started drawing birds in 2020 during COVID, right?
2021 is actually when I bought, in January, I bought a sketchbook and pens, and that's when it started. Yes.
Yeah.
3 years ago.
And then like this thing came out of you.
Yeah.
The birds?
The bird part of you
Yes.
came out.
Yes.
And why do you think it was birds?
I have always loved birds. And our first family pet was a cockatiel named Birdie. And if I could have any, I know my parents were so creative. If I could have any superpower, it would be flight.
Yeah.
And there's just something.
That's a good one.
Birds are my spirit animal. Like birds are just my favorite. And
Yeah.
when I bought this sketchbook and pens and I sat down, there's this blank piece of paper. And when you do art, sometimes, you get into this flow state where, and not that I don't remember what happened and then there's a bird, but something sort of just kind of
A little
comes
bit like
through
that,
you.
though?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
what came through me was this bird. And I just remember looking at it and deciding, I'm going to draw fat birds.
Okay, I have so many questions,
Okay.
though, about that. So when you say, got my first sketchbook and started drawing birds, had you had any artistic leanings prior to that?
Yes. So in middle school, I loved art. It was my favorite class.
Okay.
I thought I would be an artist. I'm not classically trained at all. I've never taken an art class beyond what you take in school.
Yep.
But I loved it.
Like in high school?
Yeah, I never, in high school.
College?
No.
Okay.
No. I mean, really after middle school. So high school happened and it
She's
was.
had all her formal training in middle school.
Yeah,
I think that's what she's saying.
But the weird thing is, that's when mine ended, too. But I can't draw a bird.
But it's crazy because you love
Ended
these
at the same
things,
time.
and then you get to high school, and then you sort of have to. You feel like you have to grow up a little bit. It's like, okay, now I can't,
Doesn't that
I can't
suck?
do kid stuff anymore. I've got to be, there's boys and sports and friends and parties, and it just life gets different. And then in college, and and then work, and I got away from it until COVID lockdown when I just heard this voice in my heart telling me I need to draw again.
Weren't we talking earlier about how confusing humans are and stuff?
Yes.
Wouldn't it be nice if we didn't have to give up all the, kids are sweet and fun and creative and they do all these
Curious.
things, curious about everything.
Yeah.
And adults, no, get to work.
And they don't care if they draw a bad bird.
No. In
They
fact,
love
they're
their
like,
bird.
They love
can you hang this one next to the 17 others that I
Yeah,
drew today?
yeah.
And you're like,
I like
"You
this
bet."
one the best.
You
And
bet,
you're like,
babe.
then I like that one the best.
Yeah.
That one's amazing. And we think that's okay with kids, but then when we get older,
No.
I mean, thank
That's-
God you could still draw a bird that's really pretty and amazingly artistic because
That's kind of a what
it
about
would have
this
sucked
idea?
for you if you
That
couldn't
would've
do
been-
that.
I mean, but what's interesting, that would have really been sad. But I think, to your point, it's almost like as adults, everyone's putting on this act. And what they don't realize is that everyone else is putting on the same act. So if we
Yeah.
were just what do you really want to do?
That's sort of why our
Maybe we
show is so
could-
weird because we
yeah.
don't really actually put on the act that we're supposed to put on.
Yeah.
During the show, you know what I mean? We're supposed to be, it's a podcast and it's supposed to be serious, and we're like, yeah, how about we
It
don't
is
do
very
that?
serious.
It's super serious. That's why we get
But
all
it's
the big
assimilation.
sponsors.
We all assimilate. There's this weird balance between really assimilating so that you can have common understanding and common bonds and you grow your relationship with that bonded piece. And then also not assimilating so you can find you and be you and know who you is, right?
God, you
It's
went
this-
deep.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's good.
Yeah.
like it.
It was
Let's
good.
keep
Yeah,
going.
so it's
Yeah.
that's what I think it is, right? I'm still searching for my bird drawer in me. I think
everyone has.
Yeah.
And I think the beautiful thing is, 4 years ago, if you would have told me this is what my life would be right now, there's no way. I don't even recognize this person. And the exciting thing is, in 4 years, who knows what the next version of me will be, or you, or that's the fun part of life is uncovering.
Yeah.
And really
I
getting
agree with
to
this,
what
yes.
The hell is
I met her before she started drawing
Yeah.
birds,
Yeah.
and she was like a VP of marketing.
Were you
and,
different?
I was different in the sense that I think I was still trying to play a role.
Yeah.
And not that I wasn't me or inauthentic, but I was a version of myself that I thought a VP of marketing should be.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that completely and utterly makes sense.
Yeah.
Are you glad you shed that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because now I get to just be me. And I think for so long in corporate life and just growing up, there's all these costumes that we put on to see, like, will people like me? And even when I put on the costume, like, I've been let go, I've been fired. There's been so many ways that I've been told that even then it wasn't like enough.
You weren't perfect enough.
It like didn't still, and I'm like, but I'm twisting myself into all these pretzels. And so it's just been this lovely like shedding of all the things.
And do people like you more?
I think so, but I don't, I mean, part of it is just.
I really liked you
That
when
was-
I first
that was
met
kind
you.
of a
we
loaded
really
question.
Hard to like you
bonded.
more. Yeah.
So I think it's more of you just get more comfortable with you. And then once you're aligned, then you in your orbit, you attract all of the right people, places, and opportunities. And like that's
Totally.
when magic happens. And that's when synchronicities happen. And that's when all the right, I mean, I just think that's the magic of life.
Well, I mean, you described it as putting on a costume, right?
Yeah.
And so if you're wearing a costume of your own design and making, and people aren't really aware of it because it's not a physical costume, right?
Yeah.
They're not meeting the authentic you anyway. So how can they get to know you and really appreciate you for who you are?
Yeah.
So you've gotten rid of
And
that.
the funny thing is that, you know, we think we learn from inspirational leaders, right? Or like, you know, going to a Tony Robbins
Yeah.
speaker.
I mean,
or,
yeah.
Yeah, or, you know, someone along those lines, right? And the fact is, I've learned more about being authentic by watching you be in your skin. You know, I've learned more about just the way you've modeled authenticity and the way you've embraced moving forward in ways that were probably very uncomfortable for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
and
yes.
embrace them. Like, you know, you didn't just draw birds. Let's be clear. We haven't even talked about that, right? You didn't just draw birds. You
You mean that's not the only thing you do now these days? Is
she
and that's it,
not
all
only
day?
did she draw birds, she started writing children's books with birds in it that are incredibly
Oh.
popular for birds in states and birds and around, and then going to elementary schools and reading her books to children and then getting excited about
Way-
birds.
It's so
I mean, it's like
Way too
she's
cool.
taken this to the level that maybe no one else would.
And I don't even think that I have, like, when you say I've been taking this, I am following whatever doors seem to be opening. And that's also the difference. I feel like for a long time, I'm knocking on the doors that I think are supposed to be for me.
Right.
And now it's just like a door is not open. That's cool. That's not my door. And I'm going where the doors are ajar. Going where people are opening the door saying, come do this. And so opportunities are happening. I'm not premeditating. Like I never even intended on writing a children's book. And so the magic that can happen when you, first of all, like listen to yourself, unlock all of the magic that you are, then all of a sudden things just start happening. And now I just feel like I am on this ride.
And this is interesting in the context of this show, right?
Yeah.
It's like we haven't even mentioned that she was in a corporate job.
Right.
And this is all entrepreneurial. Like
Yeah.
she's completely an entrepreneur now.
Yeah,
And
do you
there's
feel
this
that?
balance. And that's what I'd love to hear more about
Yeah.
too, is there's this balance between following your heart and leaning in and also like
Yeah.
earning money.
Yeah.
As an
Yes.
entrepreneur, I know
We still need
boring.
money.
No,
We still need
it's
money.
important.
Yeah.
Yeah. It turns out that stuff helps.
It does.
Gotta pay your bills.
Go figure.
I mean, I do and I don't feel like an entrepreneur because I never wanted to be one. I mean,
Is
that
it the word itself or the action of doing these
I think
things?
it's just the word. It was just like a business owner was never something that was modeled for me. It felt like that's what scary people did and risk takers, and I'm not that. And so it just felt like that's not something I would do. I'm the corporate girl, and I climbed the ladder. And when that didn't work, or when I kept getting kind of tossed off that wheel, and then what happened was, so in 2021, I was fired, and I had
insubordination.
I think that's basically what it was. Actually, I got written up for,
Really?
what did he call it? Disobedience.
What?
Yeah.
So this was, you said what year?
2021.
Yeah.
Disobedient.
1921? Is that,
Yeah,
is it
yeah.
like you were being a
I was a
disobedient?
disobedient woman. Yeah. I want to get that on a t-shirt.
Holy,
But yeah. And
I'm a
so-
disobedient woman. Yes.
Shocked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
and
am.
so.
Any idea
yeah.
what you did sort of that led
Oh,
to this?
definitely. I
Yeah.
mean, I was the VP of marketing. I made decisions about messaging that, and he didn't agree with something, and this is the CEO. And it was just kind of a disagreement that led to him feeling that I wouldn't listen to him. And I kind of said, well, You hired me to lead this and to
Right. To do a job.
to do my job and make the decisions that I thought were right. And of course, nothing I'm doing would like put the company at risk or anything like that.
No.
And so it was a small thing. It was a small decision about messaging. I went forward with it. He didn't like it. I was disobedient. I got written up for it. I also got in trouble for wearing jeans in the office one day. So this is like, I'm telling you, I can't even. But I had to go through all of that.
Yeah.
So that I could get to a place where we were playing a game of chicken. Either he was going to fire me or I was going to quit.
Yeah.
And I was pretty adamant about, you're going to have to fire me. And so and I felt very strongly about that. Like, you are going to be the one to say. And so that happened. And yeah.
I got written up once because I was aggressive.
Oh, that sounds right. That sounds right on brand
I was
for you. Yeah.
too aggressive.
You should write yourself up.
I should.
One of these days.
I
Yeah.
should
I'll-
write myself up. And it was like I can be aggressive, but I wasn't being like what you would describe as being aggressive.
You
I
were
was
being
like
aggressive.
what.
Passionate.
Yeah, I was passionate.
You're probably
about
direct.
something.
You're probably
I was
direct and honest and
I was like, why didn't this
People
get
don't
done?
like that out of you ladies.
It's like,
I mean, that's not.
How dare I?
How dare
honestly.
you?
How dare you?
That's right.
This goes to why people feel like they have to wear the costume, because when they don't, like, you get slapped down and you're being told to be put in your like, go back in your box. Don't be so aggressive. You are disobedient. Go back to your box where you're supposed to be obedient. Do everything I tell you to. So I was looking for jobs like I'd always
So that didn't
done.
work out.
That
Yeah.
didn't work out for me. No.
Jeez Louise.
Thank
And-
God
Not at
it
all.
didn't work
Wow.
out.
What a I know.
Yeah.
Like when I say some of these words out loud, it's literally. And I will say too, my experience with him was actually not the worst boss experience I've ever had. So I've had.
Not everyone's all bad, right?
I've had the unfortunate experience of having bad bosses, but I think that's also what led me to finally doing my own thing, because the idea of working for another bad boss was just,
Right.
I couldn't.
Right.
So I was having conversations with people, and like 4 of those conversations ended with, and can we pay you to do marketing for us? And that's when it's like, I said, oh, all right, like, let's try this. And when I don't have
And you
clients.
said yes.
Yeah, when I don't have clients, I'll just go get a job because I know how to do that. And that was in 2021. And I guess I still have clients. So it's working
So
out.
people pay you to help with their marketing.
Yeah, I do fractional marketing, strategy sessions.
We've had
key
other
messaging.
marketers on here.
Yeah, there's a lot of marketers in this town, and it's awesome.
Well, it's
They
important
have
that
a
they.
little bit different flavor.
Yeah,
you know,
and,
I
and
would
it's
say.
important work.
Yeah.
It's confusing though. This is any marketer. I'll challenge them on a little bit.
Yeah.
Almost every time you talk to them, and then they say, "This is what you need to do," but they don't necessarily give you any like actionable steps to get somewhere. And then you're like, "Well, I don't know how to do any of
Well,
that."
I think you're talking to the wrong marketers.
There we go. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, because you do. You
Yeah.
provide
Yes. Yes.
actual, tangible things that.
Yes,
can help
because
someone out.
when working with small business owners, I can't just use jargon, do a paid search campaign. Good luck with that. Okay, so we need to get your message out. Here are the 3 ways that we're going to do that. And here's the roadmap to get there. And whether or not I execute that roadmap, I don't know. Maybe we bring in other people or they have
Sure.
a team. But yeah, I mean, marketing has to bring it down to earth for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. All right.
Especially
Well,
for
you
people
answered
who
that.
don't understand marketing.
Yes.
You know, nobody started a company to do marketing.
Exactly.
I mean,
No,
unless you're a marketer.
Unless you're a marketer.
Yeah.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
except for some people.
Yeah, but you don't.
Start
But
it.
nobody starts that. Like you do a business because you like the thing you do.
Yeah.
You're good at it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's like marketing is like, oh, I have to do marketing. I know
Yeah.
I have to do marketing. I know I have to do sales. I know I have to do marketing. I know I have to
exactly
do sales. And it's like, I understand the power of it.
Yeah.
I know the power of it, but I'm not, there's just so many choices
Yeah.
for marketing, right?
And
there's
it's
just
not
like,
as fun as
there's
buying
social
T-shirts
media.
or something.
Well,
Depends
No,
who
I
you're
mean,
talking
but there's
to.
something. There's something you have to spend money on it, right? And so when you're a business owner and you're looking at it and you're thinking like, okay, there's all these things I have to spend money on.
which one is going to give me the biggest bang for my
That's
buck?
right. And marketing
Right.
is super extra important, but it's just one of those that there's also this sort of trope out there in the world or something that like, oh, but I think I can take care of it myself, or we'll just have little Johnny do it
From the
you know?
community college.
Yeah, like and that
Come
never
over.
works. And you're like, oh,
Yes.
this is
Yes.
crappy.
Nothing wrong with
And
that.
those are my
Yeah.
ideal clients, you know?
Yeah.
The office admin's been doing marketing even though she's not trained, educated, but she kind of likes social media. Like that's perfect because she can still execute, but I can then provide the strategy.
Bam.
So there's a whole, you know, when it comes to marketing, there's a lot of companies that exactly like you said, they've gotten by. They actually haven't had to do marketing. But the economy gets tough, things happen, and now they're like, oh shit, I think
everybody's got to
need
do a little of
marketing
it these days in a
now
different way.
Yes, agreed. But
Yeah.
when you say spend money, you don't actually have to spend a lot of money. Marketing is, how are you talking about yourself? And when you tell me what you do and that doesn't match your website, we've got a messaging problem. And so even your messaging, that's marketing. You can start at such a basic level
Can we start?
Yeah, let's start.
We should
Can we
start.
start?
Let's start.
I think we should
we
start.
should start.
I'm sold. I'm convinced.
I know.
I think we can quit the show now.
Was this an interview? I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's. I think the show
No.
is done. We got it solved.
I always wished that people like I've worked with you before and so appreciate who you are and what you've done and the way that you've guided me and directionally. I just wish that you had come with a team of executors
Yes.
that would just do it all.
We're
Yes.
figuring it out. We're figuring it out. We're starting to put people around us who do execute.
Yeah.
And we
It's-
need it
it's
because
like,
it's too hard to do all that stuff alone.
you know, I have a strategy. I have the content. I know
Yeah.
I need
But
to
you
be
need
out
someone to
there.
do it.
I just need someone to do it. And we have all kinds, even from the show, we have all kinds of content, right? Like for all of our businesses.
Yeah.
Video gold is what we make
It's
here.
video.
you
That's,
do.
I mean,
that's
look at-
exactly what this is.
It's so
Sparkles and gold.
It's a unicorn's horn.
delicious.
It's delicious.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, but you're right. You do need the execution, and that's where I could refer you to people. I'm not necessarily interested in creating like an agency and having people report to me. Like
Whole
I'm
different
very
thing.
clear on. I like working directly with
Yeah.
owners. I like work. Like I don't want to have all of like I did that. And there are other ways that I kind of scratch that mentor itch than having
Yeah.
direct reports. And I'm just not interested in building like a team.
You don't want to build a big Boschke empire.
Not maybe a bird empire.
A
but
bird
yes,
empire.
not
I'm with you. I mean, I built up a construction company that eventually died with COVID. I fired myself, I guess, because I was being
Were
insubordinate.
you being insubordinate?
I was.
aggressive?
disobedient.
With your
Disobedient and
boss.
aggressive and disobedient. No, that was the whole thing was.
It was COVID.
Yeah, but in looking at kind of where we're going, like I understand why you wouldn't want to build an agency. That is not the same job as doing the thing.
That's exactly right.
And you're good at doing the thing. So.
And I think you bring up a good point for entrepreneurs in general, like understanding where you want to go is so important. Some people want to build a big empire, and that's amazing. And some people actually just want to be a solo and do their own thing, and that's amazing too. But knowing what you want,
Right.
because it's funny, when you become an entrepreneur, people ask, so is it just you? Do you have a team? How many people do you have? And all of a sudden you start to feel like, should I have a team? Like, do I have to have people?
Right.
So getting just really clear on, no, it's just me. I'm happy to do the work that I do. I actually don't want to make like 2 million. I want to make enough to live the life I want to live so I can draw my birds and go birding, hang out with my husband and my dog and my friends
Perfect.
and, peace out.
Yeah.
What a lovely life that is.
Yeah. I like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
Well, on that note, what say we take a break?
Let's take a little.
What time? How long have
even
we
know
been
what time
doing
it
this?
is.
I don't know, but
me
it's not
check.
long enough because I
No,
haven't
we
even
just,
dove
like-
in. I haven't even dove in.
We've
yet.
definitely gone through our.
We should talk about
first
our
half.
Wisconsin roots when we come back.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
The
You
second
know?
half is less hinged, more unhinged
It's more-
than the first half. generally,
It gets more.
It gets
unhinged.
the hinges
I'm
are like
so
a
here.
boom, the whole thing falls apart.
Yeah,
and it
it does
becomes a whole
bam.
boom. You
Amazing.
can hear pieces.
Boom.
I'm here.
Okay.
Here for it.
But we
All
should
right.
talk about our Wisconsin.
I love that.
Because we have Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
So do I.
I know. That's why I said the three of us.
Oh, I thought you were just.
He's
gonna
feeling
have a-
very left out.
No,
Are we
it's
not
just that
including you?
No, it's good enough. But
Okay,
yeah, you
on
guys
the break,
are clearly
we're going to dye your hair blonde.
clearly besties, and I feel like a little bit of a third wheel,
Oh,
You know,
no.
I'm
just
sorry
kidding.
that you
It's all
feel that.
good. All right, we'll be back.
Bye.